Tunisia and spread to Egypt, and now it's spread to the entire Middle East and Northern Africa. I'm going to explain this from a historical perspective. I'm going to explain what's going on from also a numerologist perspective because I'm a numerologist. My name's Gary, the Numbers Guy, and you're about to get an education here. Let's start like this. Whenever you see 11s, or whenever you see dates that add up to an 11, like say for instance Oklahoma City that happened on 4/19/1995. Now if you add everything up, 4191995 added to 38, 3 plus 8 equals 11. Whenever a date adds up to 11, 29, 38, 47, that's an 11 day. Another day to get an 11 day is whether it's on the 11th of any month or the 29th of any month, because 2 plus 9 equals 11. So those are the things you have to look for. And being a numerologist and being the history buff that I definitely love to be, I have basically looked throughout history at certain dates, and obviously the big one, 9/11. But it's not just in America. If you look at Madrid, the Madrid train bombing on 3/11/2004, you start looking at a pattern here of big dates, big events happening around that 11 vibrational energy. So that takes us to the Middle East. What has happened in the Middle East has started in 2011. Egypt fell in 2011, the 11th year of the new decade. Hosni Mubarak, born 5/4/1928, 5/4/1928, adds up to 29, 2 plus 9 equals 11. And right after he fell, I told everyone Libya was next. And the reason I knew Libya was next was because their leader, Colonel Gaddafi, is born 6/7/1942, 6/7/1942. Again, adds up to 29, 2 plus 9 equals 11. And whenever you see the 11s around, you know there's going to be a lot of change coming. A lot of war, a lot of revolt. I mean, if you just look at it from a historical perspective, World War I ended at 11/11 at 11 o'clock. The powers to be made sure it ended at 11/11 at 11 o'clock. And what was going on 100 years ago is going on now. Now, before I start talking about what's going on in Libya now, let's talk about what happened exactly 100 years ago. In 1911, again, the 11th year of that decade, the Ottoman Empire, Turkey, and the Italians were going to war. And you know where they were going to war at? In Libya. In Tripoli, the capital of Libya. And you know when that war started? 9/29/1911. So you have it starting on the 29th and also in the year 1911, just like we're in the year 2011. I mean, Colonel Gaddafi, if you're out there listening, if you have time, to run away from your bunker for a second and click on YouTube, all you had to do was hire a good numerologist, and he could have prevented all this for you. He really could have. I could have showed you what was about to happen after it happened in Egypt. I knew it was coming to Libya. So instead, Gaddafi says he's going to fight to the death, and the U.S. is frozen about 30 billion of his assets. The UK is frozen about a million. France is frozen about a billion. So, I mean, honestly, that's chump change to this guy. But Gaddafi will fall, and he will fall before his birthday of 6/7, 2011, this year. But more into Libya. I want people to understand what's going on in the big picture here. The only reason people are going to invade Libya, and believe me, they're going to invade, they're going to say it's a humanitarian crisis, is because there's oil there. Let me ask you puppets in the U.S. regime something. China massacres plenty of people every day. You see an invasion on China imminent anytime soon? Of course not. Because as I always told people, the strong take from the weak. But America's not going to mess with China because China's too strong. But Libya is a weak country. They can go in there and a couple platoons will take the country of Libya over until they start revolting on them. But going back to the numerological perspective of what's going on, let's go down the list. Mubarak in 11 has fell in 11 year. Gaddafi's in 11, he's going to fall in 11 year. The Crown Prince of Bahrain, the guy who's essentially running Bahrain right now, is born 10/12/1969. Add everything up together, adds up to 29. 2 plus 9 equals 11. He's going to fall this year. But the main thing that's going on right now is Saudi Arabia. Because I can assure you, if Saudi starts the King Assad starts falling, if the House Assad starts falling, the U.S. will intervene. They have absolutely no choice but to intervene. Believe that. And the interesting thing about what's going on, they scheduled the protests to start in Saudi Arabia on 3/11. Just like the protests started in Iran, restarted in Iran on 2/14/2011. Let's add the date. 2/14/2011 adds up to an 11. And by the way, Iran was born on 2/11, and the riots in Iran started in 2009, 2009, add up to an 11. And by the way, just so people understand, I do expect this crisis to spread around the world because when oil goes up to $4 or $5, you're going to see people in the U.S. rioting. And by the way, Barack Obama, you piece of communist garbage, you're born 8/4/1961, 8/4/1961 adds up to 29, 2 plus 9 equals 11. You are not immune for what's going on in the world right now. You have served your purpose to the powers that be, and you're going to have a lot of trouble this year. And just in case people start wondering who's the Republican savior, Sarah Palin, yeah, she's born on the 11th. And remember that.